So yesterday, you're at the pub with your coworkers, having a few bevies, but today, you're their boss. What do you do after you've been promoted and you now have to manage your friends? Awkward. Welcome to the channel, Leadership with Mike. On this channel, I help new managers become better leaders, and I do that with no nonsense sense, if that makes sense. So listen, I've been there. I've been where I've worked with people for years. We would sleep on the job. We would not come to work on time, but cover each other's punch-ins. We would call in sick because we were out drinking the night before with colleagues who also called in sick. Now you're the boss. You know all these tricks. You know what's going on. And your friends know that you know. This is one of the most awkward spots you're going to be when it comes to management. It's that first jump from colleague to manager. Once you're in management, different changes. Yeah, you can have awkward moments, but when you're one day hanging with your friends and colleagues, and the next minute you're bossing them around, the dynamic has changed like that. So how are we going to manage through this? The first thing you need to do is you need to disengage from social conversations. Does that mean that you don't talk to your friends, that you don't know anything about them all of a sudden? No, absolutely not. That's ridiculous. But what it does mean is that the casual conversations where you used to kind of complain about management, you used to complain about the policies and why things were done certain ways, you need to excuse yourself out of those conversations. Because now it might be about you. Even if it's not, it's going to be awkward because it's going to be about your new colleague. Because you've got to work with these people now. You've got a new management team that you are part of. You do not want to be known as a double agent where you're kind of talking about management and to colleagues, and then talking about colleagues to management and it's an awkward situation. You don't want to be part of it. So eliminate the social gossip, the social conversations that typically happen around, the water cooler, the coffee maker, what be it. Again, this doesn't mean you pretend that you don't know anybody. It doesn't mean that you're not friends with people. What it means is just make sure you give your friends time to vent and allow it so that there doesn't become an awkward time or moment where they want to vent, it started, but you're around and they don't want to put you in a spot. So just start slowly backing off. Next, and this is one of the most important things that you need to do. You need to set the tone. What I mean by that is you need to address the elephant in the room. You need to call your first meeting. You need to set the expectations. Don't be afraid to say, this is different. I have this responsibility. This is my role now. I am here for you. I am here to work for you, to help you develop, to help you achieve your goals. But people also need to know that you are there to look after the job. And your job has changed. And yes, you slept in the corner when you were an employee. Now you're going to have a hard time addressing that with your friends, your colleagues. How are you going to approach that? How did I approach it? I had conversations one-on-one. People understood. For me, what I needed to know that the people that I trusted to do the job were doing the job. When there wasn't work to do, when there wasn't an emergency, when there wasn't, anything going on, I really didn't care. I don't care if they took an extra 15, 20 minutes for their coffee break. If they had coverage, if their work was complete, or if they were up to speed, to me, it doesn't really matter. And we're finding that as people are working remotely, managers aren't, ticking off every minute of every hour. What did you do? What did you accomplish? We're learning that we can trust people just to do their job. And when we do that, they end up actually working hard because people have this guilt, like I'm not working from home now. I need to be doing more. I need to stand out. So my management style was, yes, we are friends, and I expect you to put me in the best position possible, to have the best chance of success as a leader. And in return, I don't micromanage you. I don't have to worry because I know your intention is to help me, and now you know my intention is to help you. This won't work for everybody, but the more you are open to communication, the more direct and honest you are with people, the more they will respect that, and they'll come around to understanding what can and can't be done. The other thing is that when you move into a management role of your peers, you know the things that other managers had problems with, other people that they had problems with. Understand this. Your new colleagues' problems are not yours. I'll give you another example. When I moved into management, there was a problem with maintenance and cleaning their areas. It wasn't my problem. It was a problem that other managers had trying to get employees to do that. So when I step into management and they say, Mike, you need to discipline John because he hasn't done this. Well, no, I don't need to discipline John. What I need to do is I need to have a conversation with John. I need to make it an opportunity to express, John, listen, I get it. Cleaning is not a fun part of the job, but I need it done because if it doesn't get done, this is what happens to me. And if this happens to me, what do you think I'm going to be bringing to you? So long as I have that opportunity to talk to John to clear the air, set the expectations, now if cleaning's not getting done, I'm able to go to John and say, John, this is not on me. This is on you. We had the talk. And I can't be put in this position. So we are moving forward with however you move forward. But previous problems and how they've escalated don't automatically fall right in that place to you. In my opinion, as a new manager, especially one of your former colleagues, you need to have that opportunity to express expectations, make sure everybody understands where the respect and trust lie, and that you know they will do the right thing. Because doing the right thing is always the right thing. If you're new to management or if you have a new position and you need somebody to help you coach you through, help you get your feet wet, consider a coaching call with this guy. I call it refreshingly informal because these are the conversations we're going to have. We're going to walk through problems as they come up or as you may have them in your mind. With that one, I'm going to save you a call. Listen, it's in your mind. All the problems, if you haven't started the job, those problems are already in your head. Just get them out. Assume that everything that can go right will go right, and don't worry about what can go wrong. After you get in, or if you have thoughts about the process of going into management or going into a new position, and you need somebody to bounce ideas off of, somebody that's not connected to the company, not part of the problem, an impartial judge, so to speak, that's where you may want to consider a coaching call with this guy. Back to managing your peers for the first time. Here's what I'm going to say. Embrace the change. You had a life with your friends and your former colleagues. And you probably, I'm hoping you enjoyed it. You knew what was happening every day. I come in, I do this, I talk to this person. Life has changed. Embrace it. Embrace the new challenges. Embrace the opportunity that you worked with people. They were your managers. And you might have thought one way about them. And I'm telling you, this happened to me. There was a handful of managers and I'm like, they're just miserable. They weren't. They were actually some fantastic guys that had a wealth of knowledge that I had no idea. I had made a judgment on them based on their rise from my colleague to my supervisor. And I judged them and I didn't allow them to grow into their position. Now that when I became a manager, I'm like, wow, these were some great guys. Why would I be so foolish? And I had people that had the same opinions of me, where they didn't want to allow me to grow and become a different, better version of myself. So like I said, this is where you embrace the change because you're blossoming into a beautiful new flower. That is so cheese. But it's not wrong. You are developing yourself. So embrace that change. To sum it up, it's going to be an awkward transition. I can't pretend that it's not. But it's also something that will really help you grow as a person. It's something that if you address the elephant in the room right away, it kind of helps everybody else relax. Because when you lay out your expectations in a new position that people haven't seen you in, at least they're able to understand where you're coming from. Now there's no surprises. So I hope this helped. And I'm going to grab my coffee and I will meet you in the next video. Ciao.